Welcome back to a new video, guys, and this video is going to be about motorcycle camping. I'm gonna give you the easiest guide for beginners to start motorcycle camping. It doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't need a lot of fancy gear to get started. All right, let's start off with the bags on your bike. I'm rocking these cheap Chinese Rhino Walk bags. I got them from Amazon, about 80 bucks. They're torn up. Not all the cables are working as they should anymore. I've put on some paracord to fix shit up. The moral of the story is run with what you have. It doesn't have to be fancy. It has to work. It has to be on there safely so it doesn't wiggle off, especially when you're off-roading, and it has to be waterproof when you run into a rainstorm. All right, so next to the saddlebags, I have another 2 bags on top of each other, tied down with these nice and firm straps. Make sure everything is just nice, tight, and snug. I've lost luggage, and that sucks bad. All right, so that were the bags on the bike. Let's check out what's on me. So I have 3 bags, a backpack, a lower backpack, and a hip bag. Okay, let's start off with the backpack. Everything I keep in my pack, I want to access fast. So the fastest thing I can access right here on the front is something for the most severe situations. That is a good brand tourniquet. And be sure that you know how to use it for yourself or others. As for the next thing, obviously, again, medical. So this first aid kit is not for a little splinter on your freaky finger or just a tiny cut. No, this is for bad situations. All right, let's check this thing out. Here we go. Gauze, more gauze. Tape to put the gauze together. Some bandages, scissors, and here in the back is wound cleaning stuff. So that's it, a nice and practical kit for the most severe situations. Right, lighting is also in the front of my bag. And of course, the way to go is a hands-free light. When you're in the tent, you're trying to read something or you have to work on your bike in the middle of the night, hands-free lighting is the best lighting there is. A headlamp like this will last for a very long time, is rechargeable. Here's another spare tie-down band when shit gets loose or breaks. Something else you need quick access to, paper towels when you need to take a shit on the side of the track. All right, let's check out my little front pocket, aspirins. And very important, a good pocket knife. This is a knife I designed myself. It's the ROD Companion, available for shipping through the whole of Europe. It's 28,50 euros, excluding the shipping costs. Unfortunately, not available overseas. If you are interested and you want one, just send me an email on this email address. So in the main compartment, I hold all of my camera gear and food and drink. The food and drink you adjust to the travel you're gonna do, but I always carry a 3-liter camel bag, which is enough to spend a night in the wild and have enough water to cook, drink, and last all day riding back somewhere to civilization. All right, the next bag on me is this hip bag. Quick and easy access, so let's take a look. My phone, my wallet, my passport, sunglasses, and of course, very important, earbuds. There we go, that's the hip bag. So this lower backpack is going to be one of the most important bags I have on me. I can turn it around quite quick, and in this is all my rain gear. There we go. It's not just protection from rain that rain gear gives you, it's also extra warmth. So when you're traveling and it's colder than you expected, this is an extra barrier, wind tight and good insulation. All right, let's see what we've got. Yes, of course, shelter. A lightweight 2-person tent. There we go. Isn't that cozy? Looks good. Speaking about tents, if you are selecting a new tent, just go for a 2-person tent. Don't be a cheapskate like I was. The 1-person tents are like putting on a sleeping bag. It's claustrophobic. You've got no space for your gear. Right, we've got a sleeping bag, full-sized pillow, ultimate luxury, awesome. A cooking set, clothing and toiletries, a very nice sleeping mat, And for the ultimate 5-star experience, a foldable chair. I also carry a bag of my electronics, more on this later, a brake caliper lock and an electronic air pump for the tires. Right guys, let's start off with the sleeping mat. Get a decent sleeping mat. Comfortability is so important while motorcycle traveling. You need to be rested well, so you need to sleep well to get back on the bike the next day rested and safe. Please guys, get yourself a self-inflatable one. This freaking sucks. So here's the sleeping bag. It's just a lightweight sleeping bag. I've had this thing for about 15 years. There we go guys. That is shelter and sleep sorted. Took me 5 minutes maximum. Very quick, practical and fast. Awesome. This sucks, man. I've been riding all day. I need a good backrest. Oh yes, this is it. The invention of the century. Foldable chairs. Nothing beats foldable chairs after a long day of riding. I do have a tip though. If you're looking for a foldable chair, get one that is a little bit higher off the ground than this one, so the undergrowth doesn't stick in your ass. All right, on to the next thing. Clothing and toiletries. I may be a bit of a tramp, but this is all I've got for toiletries. Toothbrush, some damn toothpaste, and some freaking deodorant. I carry these things with me for toiletries, even if I'm gone for a whole year. Hold on to that thought. With clothing, this is important. You only have to change the stuff that touches your skin regularly. So here we go. 2 spare t-shirts, a lightweight pants, a lightweight small fast drying towel, 2 spare socks, 2 spare underwear. That's it. Again, if I'm gone for 2 days or a whole year, this is what I'm taking. But what if you run out? What if something breaks? Well, I take money so I can go to the store at my destination and just restock everything I need. No clean underwear, you buy one. You run out of toothpaste, you buy one. And that's for all the gear you forgot to bring with you. Do not be too fussy about it. There are stores, the places you travel to. So don't try to pack your bike like a freaking donkey. It gets too heavy, too bulky. That's not nice, especially when you're adventure riding off-road. So I like to keep everything in separate bags inside of my big motorcycle bag, so I can find everything nice and quick. These are my electronics and also energy management. The most important thing is a power bank. You can charge the power bank on the USB on your motorcycle, and with this you can charge all of your electronics, your headset, your phone, your camera if you bring one. So this is the main source of energy when you're not riding. Charge this while riding, and if you reach the destination of the camping ground, you can charge everything nice and easily. A power bank like this can charge a phone 4 to 5 times. That's awesome. So I've got some batteries, some spare cables, all the electronics you need for a motorcycle trip. Right, this is about cooking and food. About the food, I don't bring a lot of food with me. I try to plan everything in advance. When you have a section going into the wild, where you have to camp at night in the middle of nowhere, where there's no water, no food, you plan ahead. You stop at the last store and you stock up some food for dinner and breakfast the next morning. When you get out of the middle of nowhere the next day, which I almost always do, I can always find a store the day after, I stock up again for food and drink. I'd rather do that and enjoy the nimbleness and the lightness of my bike instead of packaging all of the food with extra tank bags, and it gets too much, too heavy, and I don't like that. It all depends on what kind of rider you are. Some people like to spend days in the wild carrying fuel, liters of water, food. I don't like that. And I usually don't do that. I bring a little stove for heating shit up if I gotta eat that night, or making coffee in the morning, because I'm a freaking caffeine addict. And I like to be all jittery and fired up the next morning, tearing through the woods. So I do get asked, what do you do if you have a flat? Well, basically, I'm screwed, okay? Because I can't change a tire. I tried, I failed miserably. Roadside is going to be even worse. So I'm doing the method avoiding is better than fixing. So I've got the most heavy-duty enduro inner tubes in combination with one of the toughest tires you can get. This is a Mythos XT Plus Dakar version. It's lined with metal and it's super tough, almost impossible to penetrate. So I'm taking the risk with these precautions. I've never had a flat tire, and if I do get one, you can ride on these things for another 100 kilometers before they collapse, even without air. By then, I should be able to find a garage. Right guys, let's wrap it up. Motorcycle camping doesn't have to be difficult and it doesn't have to be expensive. Just start with what you have. Go out, do the adventures, come back, reflect on the things you missed and get those things to make it better and better, and build your gear up slowly. You don't need all the fancy and expensive stuff. If I have missed things that you have noticed, please let me know. If you've got feedback for me, how I can improve the videos, about the presentation, the editing, the surroundings, everything, it's more than welcome. Please let me know so I can improve and get better every time. For now, thank you so much for watching, and let's ride towards a life of freedom.